Australia rejects climate targets despite damning UN report.
Here's a summary of the article.
Australia's Conservative Prime Minister rejected growing calls Tuesday to adopt more ambitious emissions targets, insisting the country was doing enough to tackle climate change. Hours after a landmark UN climate report warned catastrophic global warming is occurring far more quickly than previously forecast, Prime Minister Scott Morrison signalled he would not adopt a net zero target. Australia is at the forefront of the global climate crisis, as one of the world's largest fossil fuel exporters and the victim of multiple climate-worsened disasters. Many politicians within Morrison's Conservative coalition with close ties to the coal industry have denied climate change is happening or sought to play down the risks. Senator Matthew Canavan described the latest UN climate report as fear porn, and said the panel that drafted it was always warning, the sky is falling in, and it never does. Australia has one of the highest rates of emissions per capita in the rich world and is among the world's largest exporters of coal and natural gas. Both the United States and the European Union are moving toward imposing carbon import tariffs that could effectively sanction Australia and other countries shirking measures to tackle climate change.
This post received a score of 19,000, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Scott Morrison will always do as the coal, oil and gas industries dictate.
The Prime Minister once brought a lump of coal onto the floor of Parliament, urging people not to be scared of it.
My favorite part is that it was covered in lacquer so he wouldn't breath the harmful coal dust.
I remember Morrison touring the devastated areas and survivors, looking for a photo op. Didn't go as he planned. You can see him grabbing the girl's hand. He did it to a firefighter as well. Not surprised this is his response to proposals for real action.
He's also spoke about laying hands on people like he is some kind of fucking messiah. This is the cunt who is in charge. Fuck me sideways.
Greater than he's also spoke about laying hands on people like he is some kind of fucking messiah. I'm pretty sure he's part of one of those evangelical denominations that do things like faith healing. He probably, literally, believes he can do it. He's a huge follower of the Hillsong Church, whose founder is guilty of raping kids. Founder's son just fled the country to avoid testifying to covering up said crimes just last week. Same son was very close to Morrison. Reasons around why he was allowed to leave while on trial are very sketchy. There's also a money trail being investigated of close to $200 in taxpayers' money being siphoned to that church. Also was one of the biggest offenders of Pell, who was a church leader guilty of child molestation and covering up other church crimes.
The founder of Hillsong sounds like the Australian version of L. Ron Hubbard, founder of Scientology.
Oh, you have hit the nail on the head. They are copy-paste very similar cults.
The irony of him coming up with the tourism slogan, "Where the bloody healer ya?" The one that nearly tanked our international tourism industry, is amazing. He's been hiding out in his house for most of this year. Oh, and also, he shat his pants in a McDonald's in 1997.
Didn't we all? Although my excuse was I was 7 years old.
7? Kinda old for that, eh?
In Aussie English, Prime Minister is pronounced cunt.
Specifically, shit cunt.
I really hope we are rid of Morrison the spineless, coal-loving embarrassment at the next election. I started out mildly disliking him. Now the sound of his voice and the sight of his stupid smarmy face makes me sick to my stomach. Also, when I think that I could not possibly find him any more repugnant, he comes out with even more stupid statements and/or actions.
Morrison took a vacation while Australia was on fire and then didn't want to pay the firemen.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.